What's up, everybody? Brett Okamoto from ESPN alongside my colleague Marc Raimondi. We've been here on the ground all week for UFC 268 in Manhattan. We are at the ceremonial weigh-ins here on Friday afternoon and about 24 hours away from the start of UFC 268. So, Marc, we've been talking about these fights, obviously, all week. You're probably running out of things to say about Kamaru Usman and Colby Covington at this point.
As good as the fight is going to be, and as good as the build-up has been, a little bit. But
Right.
but Brett, we're in front of it's probably about 1,000 people in here, right?
Yeah, it feels good.
I'm a little concerned because this crowd at the press conference was a little rowdy.
Yeah.
They were a little rowdy.
Well, and
I'm not sure that I won't get booed again. I've already been booed once.
I know.
I may get booed again in New York, in my own hometown.
And I know that it hurt you to the core of yourself, and you're still getting over it. Hopefully they won't boo you today, but it's nice to have the fans back, obviously. It's good to have that energy. And, in order for it to talk about something a little bit new, let's try and spin this forward, right? I mean, we know how important the fight is, the main event between Kamaru Usman and Colby Covington, but what exactly does it mean for the state of the division depending on what happens? So if Kamaru Usman wins, which he is a heavy favorite to do so, what do you see moving forward for this guy after this fight?
Well, I know he said he wants to fight Canelo, but I don't think that is very likely. I don't think that is a very realistic thing. But what Kamaru Usman, to me, is fighting for on Saturday, Brett, is legacy. He continues to further his legacy as one of the greatest welterweights of all time. He's already one of the best. And if he continues to rack up these wins against other elite 170-pound fighters, I feel like he could start to put himself in the conversation. Maybe some people are already putting him in the conversation with George St. Pierre. He's won 14 in a row in the UFC. That is an incredible number. Only Anderson Silva has won more, 16 straight. So he wins another one. He's 15. He's one off Anderson Silva. Silva's one of the greatest of all time. So we have to put Usman, I think, among that, in that rarefied air if he were to win on Saturday.
Yeah, for sure. And I know that he cares a lot about that. I know he also cares about money. And I've been saying it this week. I'm going to say it again, man. And I don't think Usman's going to do it because I don't get the sense from him. But if he knocks out Colby Covington in Madison Square Garden and then he goes, I hear there's a scary guy in this division, a guy a lot of people are excited about, Khamzat Chimaev, I'll show you a real monster. I think the fans would get on board with that. And I think that'd be a heck of a pay-per-view. But again, we'll have to see if he wants to make that leap. It doesn't seem to me like he wants to do that this quickly with Khamzat Chimaev. But what about Colby? Colby, you could make a case that this could be his final title shot opportunity if he loses, especially in the manner in which he loses. What is at stake for Colby Covington, do you think?
So much is at stake. And, I would almost even argue that there's more at stake for Colby here than there's for Usman, because we've heard Colby Covington talk now and talk and talk for the last several years.
And wait for 2 years.
And also wait. And he's tried to play this game where, he's done this twice now where he's waited to get the title shot and it's worked out for him. Now is his chance to cash in. Now is his chance to show us what he has been saying for all these years, that he is the best welterweight in the world. Couldn't do it the first time against Usman. Has another shot at MSG. The crowd, I think, judging by what the press conference was like, Brett, they could be on his side. It's going to be a very, very interesting fight on Saturday night. And I think Colby, that's really what it is to me. It's bragging rights, but it's so much more than that because it's bragging rights about who is the best.
Yeah, and we've seen so many times in this sport, if you lose to the same champion twice, it puts you in a really, really difficult spot. At the very least, win or lose, he's still got a big fight left against Jorge Masvidal. I believe that fight will always be out there for him, but clearly if he wants to be a champion, an undisputed champion, this is such a big fight for Colby Covington. Okay, in the co-main event, Rose Namajunas versus Zhang Weili. The first fight went in the way in which it did. Obviously, Zhang has made a bunch of changes since then. What is on the line beyond just the title for both of these women?
Wow, I mean, for Rose, it's... She lost the title against Jessica Andrade. It was a crazy fight because she was ahead the whole way, and then Andrade hit her with that slam, knocked her out, and that was the finish. She lost her title. And then she had a kind of a moment where she admitted, like, maybe she didn't want the belt or the belt was becoming a burden, and she didn't mind losing it. I feel like this is a whole new Rose, and I feel like this is a Rose who wants to hold on to that belt for a long period of time. And to do that, she has to get by the woman that she really just knocked out 7 months ago. And for Zhang Weili, I was down there in Arizona at her camp, and they are pulling out all the stops to get her ready. And you know what? I think what they've done was really smart. I thought it was extreme when they told me about what they were doing, but to hear the press conference and the crowd there, and you could hear when Zhang Weili was talking, the crowd was like getting restless. There was a translator. They were ready to erupt at any moment. And at Fight Ready, they're putting her through that. When she goes out to sparring, they're booing her. They're putting a YouTube video with audio of booing over the gym loudspeaker.
Wow.
They are like the coaches and trainers are all booing her. They're chanting USA. They are getting her mentally prepared to fight Rose in a hostile environment, and I think that's what it's going to be. And if it all works out, if that preparation, that training has set in for her, I think that we'll be going into this fight looking at a new Zhang Weili completely focused.
I think that's fascinating because I've said this week that sometimes when a fighter suffers a loss like that and changes so much, you wonder to yourself, is this a good thing, or is this, is this trying to put blame on other people? I don't get that sense at all from Weili. I do think that, especially the camp that she went to, we are going to see a positive outcome out of that. And it's just, this fight is interesting to me because we've seen Rose Namajunas, right? And we've seen those flashes of brilliance, and we've said to ourselves, I think that this woman, if she's able to just be in the moment and be on fire and not have those slips on a banana peel, she could really make a name for herself. She could create that type of legacy of, right up there with, and I'm not being hyperbolic. It's going to take a while, but she's shown the potential of like an Amanda Nunes and a Valentina Shevchenko to me, but she has to put it together for an extended amount of time, and it's going to be difficult against someone who is as well-rounded as Weili, who we were talking about moving up in weight and being a dominant champion before she lost to Rose Namajunas. Okay, real quick, last one. We got to talk about Gaethje versus Chandler. What do you expect this fight to look like, and what is on the line for both of these guys?
Just the complete insanity, just chaos. And I think Justin Gaethje will have the edge on the feet. I think that, as he evolves his game with Trevor Whitman, he's become a little bit more of a tactical, technical striker. But Chandler is the dangerous guy. He has power in both hands. He knocked out Benson Henderson in Bellator, not too long ago, and that's a guy that is very hard to knock out. Gaethje's hard to knock out, but I think both guys are going to land, and it's a matter of who makes the first mistake. And I think Chandler needs to really use his wrestling. And Gaethje told me on Tuesday, or actually on Wednesday when we spoke, that he's going to riot if he doesn't get this title shot if he wins. I'm not sure what a Justin Gaethje riot looks like. I'm a little frightened to find out.
Yeah.
But I think by all accounts, if he beats Chandler, he gets that title shot. I'm not sure if Chandler does, because he's already just fought for the title just a few months ago.
And I think Chandler knows that too. Chandler, as much as he wants to say that he's in the title mix with the win here, you get the feeling that he knows that he would need to win one more. But it's about the performance itself. It's also about what the winner says on the mic. Of course, that's that's part of trying to get yourself a title shot.
Pro wrestling, Brett.
It's a little pro wrestling, but I don't like to acknowledge that. That's it for me and Marc Raimondi. We are looking forward to these fights, I'm sure, as much as you guys are. Enjoy them on Saturday, and then tune right back into the YouTube channel. We'll be breaking it all down afterwards.
Thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.